Patrick Mahomes joins Travis Hunter's family member in shock after Gabriel leaves Shadur Sanders in dust. Well, talk about biting the bullet. Shadur Sanders, once a projected top 2 draft pick, is now facing a long wait on day 3. After leading Colorado to a 9-4 record and boasting a 71.8% completion rate, he's watching the draft unfold from the sidelines. What stings the most? Watching the Browns, of all teams, call dibs at Gabriel, while Shadur sits empty-handed without a definite destination. It's not just a shock for his fans, but also for the entire sports world, including Patrick Mahomes and Travis family members. Now, who would have thought that the NFL Combine snub and those arrogant and brash tags would not just pull Shadur Sanders' draft stock and bring him down to a level that there's no way out? But is missing out on a player like him a smart move? Shadur Sanders' 49-game touchdown streak, the longest in Division I history, was not only impressive but also record-breaking. He's only the second quarterback ever to exceed 14,000 passing yards with a completion percentage over 70%. Ironically, the NFL draft dealt him a blow. The Cleveland Browns surprisingly bypassed Sanders at pick number 94, opting instead for Oregon's Gabriel, dramatically altering the 2025 draft narrative. But this move shocked every football entity. Shadur's teammate, Travis Hunter's girlfriend, Leanna Lynn's brother, Caden Sonnabend, instigates a debate on IG story in total shock and disbelief and says, "Ain't no way, man." And it's not just him. Even Patrick Mahomes couldn't help but tweet about it, calling it crazy. Of course, it's hard to believe. As Gabriel was a 4th to 5th round prospect, the Browns took him, leaving Shadur in the trenches. It's not just the Browns. Even the Steelers, who were showing interest in Shadur, did get another chance to land him in the 3rd round, but they went all in for RB Caleb Johnson. Even New Orleans took NFL-ready Tyler Shough over him. And let's not forget even Jalen Milroe, with all the inconsistency of 12 picks, got into the Seattle Seahawks. But despite all this, Shadur isn't letting the negativity impact him, as he laid out clearly after the 1st round. "We all didn't expect this, of course, but I feel like with God, anything's possible, everything's possible, and I feel like this didn't happen for no reason," Sanders said. All this is, of course, is fuel to the fire. Under no circumstance. We all know this shouldn't have happened, but we understand we're on to bigger and better things. If tomorrow's the day, we're going to be happy regardless. Now, what's done is done. This is a pivotal moment for Gabriel, becoming the 10th Oregon quarterback drafted in the last 30 years and the 6th this year alone. Despite concerns about his size, he arrives in Cleveland with significant momentum, a Heisman finalist nomination, and a record of consistent leadership. The Browns believe they've found a valuable player, just not the one anyone predicted. What Gabriel brings in for the Browns? Well, Gabriel's draft story is a suspense thriller plot itself. While many scouts projected him as a late day 3 pick, the Browns saw leadership, accuracy, and experience, justifying a round 3 selection. It's a surprising move. Gabriel is a long shot to start, but a contender for the future. With Joe Flacco nearing 40 and Kenny Pickett still developing, Cleveland's quarterback situation is open. Gabriel isn't the favorite, but he's proven himself. The Browns seek composure and precision, qualities inherent in Gabriel. He may not be fast or have a powerful arm, but his ability to read defenses, make quick throws, and protect the ball is remarkable. Building coaches' trust over 6 years speaks for itself. Still, this pick draws skepticism. But why? Gabriels' height was a factor against elite defenses, even in their Rose Bowl defeat to Ohio State. His struggles included seeing passing lanes and extending plays after the pocket collapsed. That game wasn't a convincing NFL audition. However, the Browns show a greater emphasis on long-term development. As their GM, Andrew Berry shows faith in him. Very accurate, very poised, throws with anticipation, good mobility, Berry said. Really well-rounded game. Doesn't have ideal height, but that's not something we thought showed up in his game. But that's sure a concern. Even PFF made a bold claim over Gabriel's size. Height will make middle-of-the-field throws a challenge in the NFL, and true arm strength is below average for the NFL. But then there are analysts like Mel Kiper who believe size won't be an issue for Gabriel. He's a winner. That's the bottom line. This kid throws a catchable ball. He's 5'11", 205, so size isn't what you want. It's been proven you can get away with it in the NFL now. He'll be fine. Cleveland's quarterback situation is now centered on Camp. While Gabriel will likely start as QB3, the team's future at the position remains uncertain. Pickett and Flacco are on expiring contracts, and with a 2026 first-round pick secured, the Browns could easily rebuild next offseason. For now, Gabriel needs to prove himself. Mickey Loomis Saints blasted for draft malpractice after drafting Tyler Shough over Shadur Sanders and Jalen Milroe. Somebody call the football feds. Mickey Loomis just pulled off what folks are calling straight-up draft malpractice. After a wild first round that saw Colorado's Shadur Sanders slide out of day one and Jalen Milroe waiting patiently in the digital green room, the New Orleans Saints had a golden ticket at number 40. All signs pointed to redemption. A QB room begging for depth. With Derek Carr as nursing that sketchy shoulder and Spencer Rattler and Jake Haener out of the scene, they needed a gunslinger. But instead, Albert Breer's mock draft, Saints' 9th pick, Tyler Shough. The 26-year-old college journeyman with a bingo card of injuries and just one full season as a starter somehow leapfrogged Coach Prime's Golden Boy and Bama's dual-threat dynamo. The internet lost its mind. NFL insider John Fraschilla hit X with flames. Tyler Shough being taken before Shadur Sanders, Jalen Milroe, and Kyle McCord is Saints malpractice, and the receipts don't lie. Shaugh's story is a wild one. Bounced from Oregon to Texas Tech to Louisville, racked up 3 brutal injuries, collarbone, shoulder, fibula, and still cashed in on every ounce of eligibility like a man on a mission. In 2024, sure, he threw for over 3,100 yards and 23 touchdowns with a clean 62.7% completion rate. But let's be real, he was also in the same 2018 recruiting class as Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields. That's prehistoric by college standards. Meanwhile, Shadur Sanders, who had pre-draft convos with the Saints, mind you, is still waiting on that phone call. Milroe's upside? Still chillin' untouched. Loomis might have liked Shaugh's frame and NFL tools, but skipping 2 younger, more explosive QBs? In a division begging for the future? That ain't it. Not in this lifetime. Steelers to potentially grab Shadur Sanders on day 2? While New Orleans zigged, Pittsburgh just might zag and slide in for the draft day heist of the year. With Shadur Sanders still chillin' in the green room, the Pittsburgh Steelers could be the ones to clean up the Saints' mess. They got one shot left on day 2, pick number 83 in the 3rd round, and the stars might just be aligning for a Tomlin special. Let's not forget, Mike Tomlin doesn't just scout talent, he vibes with it. And with Shadur, that connection runs deep. Word is they sat down for lunch, chopped it up, and Shadur left calling it his best pre-draft experience. That ain't nothing. Now let's rewind. Just a week ago, odds makers were low-key sold on Sanders going top 10. His draft stock sat cozy at 8.5, and you'd need binoculars to even see pick number 83. But then the whispers came, betting lines shifted, and the NFL grapevine got loud. Shadur's over, under-ballooned to 21.5. Suddenly, your can't-miss QB was free-falling. Jackson Dart got scooped at 25. Then Tyler Shough, of all people, leapfrogged him at 40. Meanwhile, Shadur? Still waiting on that call like it's a bad episode of The Bachelor. The Steelers, though, played it cool. They went trenches over flash, locking down Oregon DT Derek Harmon in the 1st round. Smart move. Tomlin knows you don't win in January if you're soft in the middle. But now that the interior's handled, the attention shifts fast. QB is still the elephant in the steel curtain room. Mason Rudolph can't hold the fort solo, and Pittsburgh knows it. You've got talent staring you in the face, and Mike T might be ready to double down on his gut. Look, Mike Tomlin absolutely loves Shadur. They even had lunch together during their pre-draft meeting. Shadur Sanders later called his time with Tomlin and the Steelers his best pre-draft experience. With Dart gone to the Giants and Milroe drifting in the same storm, the board is practically begging Tomlin to make a move. The Steelers passed on Shadur Sanders in round 1, but don't expect them to snooze twice. With just one bullet left in the day 2 chamber, Mike Tomlin has a golden chance to rewrite this draft story. If Pittsburgh pulls Shadur at 83, boy, that would bring relief to the whole boulder.